What if I told you that your breath isn't just keeping you alive? It's creating invisible quantum threads that can instantly connect you to any person, outcome, or reality across space and time. Most people think manifestation takes months or years, but they don't know about quantum entanglement breathing. The truth is, ancient mystics have known for thousands of years that breath is more than air. It's the bridge between consciousness and creation. Now, modern science is catching up. What they're discovering is that conscious breathing creates coherent energy fields that can influence reality at a distance. This isn't mysticism. It's measurable physics. And that's exactly why today I'm going to teach you the complete four-phase system that transforms your breath into a reality-shaping tool. You'll learn how to download success patterns, generate perfect timing, and create connections that most people think are pure coincidence. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how to breathe your way into any life you choose. The first phase literally allows you to send energetic signals to anyone on the planet, and they'll feel compelled to respond within days. I call these quantum breathing chords. And here's how they work. What I'm about to share with you might sound like science fiction, but it's grounded in the very real physics of quantum entanglement. You see, when you breathe with conscious intention, you're not just moving air through your lungs. You're creating invisible threads of energy that can reach across any distance, connecting you to specific people, outcomes, or realities that you choose to entangle with. Think of it this way. Every breath you take carries your energetic signature, like a unique fingerprint of consciousness. When you focus that breath with clear intention toward a specific person or outcome, you're essentially sending a quantum signal through the field that connects all things. This isn't wishful thinking. It's the same principle that allows quantum particles to instantly affect each other across vast distances. What Einstein famously called spooky action at a distance. The technique itself is beautifully simple. As you inhale, you're drawing in the energy signature of your desired person or outcome. You're literally breathing in their essence, their frequency, their energetic pattern. Then, as you exhale, you're sending out a coherent intention toward them, a clear, focused message carried on the waves of your breath. This creates what I call a quantum breathing chord, an invisible energetic connection that transcends physical space and time. What makes this so powerful is that these energetic chords operate outside the normal rules of linear communication. You don't need their phone number, email address, or even their permission. The quantum field that connects all consciousness responds to the coherent intention you're breathing into it. When your breath carries genuine love, gratitude, or specific intention toward someone, that signal travels instantly through the quantum web that connects every living being. To help you understand this, Better, imagine quantum particles as cosmic messengers. Scientists have discovered that when two particles become entangled, they remain mysteriously connected no matter how far apart they travel. When one particle spins in a certain direction, its entangled partner instantly spins in the opposite direction, even if it's on the other side of the galaxy. There's no delay, no signal traveling through space. The connection is instantaneous and absolute. Your conscious breath works in a remarkably similar way. When you breathe with focused intention toward someone, you're creating a form of quantum entanglement between your consciousness and theirs. The coherent energy field generated by your intentional breathing creates an invisible bridge that carries your message directly to their subconscious awareness. They may not consciously understand why, but they'll suddenly find themselves thinking of you, feeling compelled to reach out or making decisions that align with the intention you breathe toward them. I want to share a specific example that beautifully illustrates how this works. There was a woman who had been estranged from her sister for over 3 years following a painful family disagreement. Traditional attempts at reconciliation had failed. Phone calls went unanswered. Letters were ignored, and mutual friends reported that her sister remained deeply hurt and unwilling to forgive. Feeling desperate to heal this relationship, she decided to try quantum breathing chords. Every morning for 15 minutes, she would sit quietly and breathe her sister's name and face into her awareness on each inhale. On each exhale, she would send waves of love, forgiveness, and gratitude toward her sister, imagining golden threads of light carrying these intentions directly to her sister's heart. For the first 2 days, nothing seemed to change. But on the third morning, as she was finishing her breathing practice, her phone rang. It was her sister calling unexpectedly with a voice full of emotion. "I've been thinking about you constantly," her sister said. "I don't know why, but I woke up this morning feeling like I needed to call you. I'm ready to talk." What had happened was that the quantum breathing chords had bypassed all the mental resistance and defensive barriers that had kept them apart. The coherent love and intention carried on her breath had reached her sister's consciousness at a level deeper than thought, creating an irresistible pull toward connection and healing. This is the profound truth about energetic chord creation. Distance becomes completely irrelevant when your breath creates quantum field connections. Whether someone is across the street or across the world, your intentional breath can reach them instantly, planting seeds of connection that will sprout in their awareness when the timing is perfect. But before we move on, here's a quick power tip most people miss. The strongest quantum chords form when you breathe the person's name silently on the inhale and your intention on the exhale. Try this right now with someone you want to connect with. Breathe their name in. Breathe I send you love out. You might be surprised by a text or call within hours. Once you've established these quantum breathing chords, you're ready for something even more powerful. Accessing the universal database of success patterns that already exist. Phase 2 is where you tap into what scientists call morphic fields. Invisible blueprints of success that already exist in the quantum realm. You'll literally download proven success patterns from people who've achieved what you want without them ever knowing. Now that you understand how to create energetic chords with specific people, let me introduce you to something even more extraordinary. Imagine if every successful outcome, every breakthrough, every achievement that has ever occurred left behind an invisible blueprint in the quantum field. A kind of energetic template that you could access and download into your own reality. This isn't imagination. This is the revolutionary science of morphic fields. Morphic fields are like invisible libraries of information that exist all around us, containing the energetic blueprints of every pattern that has ever been successfully manifested. When someone builds a thriving business, creates a loving relationship, heals from illness, or achieves any form of success, that accomplishment creates what scientists call a morphic resonance, an energetic imprint that makes it easier for others to achieve similar results. Think of it like this. The first person to solve a complex puzzle has to work hard to figure it out. But once that solution exists, it becomes easier for others to solve the same puzzle because the solution pattern now exists in the morphic field. Each time someone successfully repeats that pattern, the field becomes stronger and more accessible to others. What's truly remarkable is that your breath becomes the key to accessing these fields. When you breathe with conscious intention toward a specific outcome or achievement, you're not just hoping for success. You're literally tuning into the morphic field where that type of success already exists as a proven blueprint. Your conscious breathing creates a resonance that allows you to download these patterns directly into your own energy system. The science behind this is fascinating. Each breath cycle you take with focused intention creates coherent brainwave patterns that align your consciousness with others who have achieved what you're seeking. Your nervous system begins to entrain with the energetic signature of success in that particular area, essentially programming your subconscious mind with proven pathways to achievement. What makes this even more powerful is that these morphic fields exist outside of time and space. You can tap into the success patterns of people living today, those who lived centuries ago, or even those who haven't been born yet but whose achievements already exist as potential in the quantum field. The collective wisdom and success patterns of all humanity become available to you through the simple act of conscious breathing. Let me share a specific example that perfectly illustrates how this works. There was an entrepreneur who had been struggling for years to grow his small Consulting business beyond survival mode. Despite his best efforts, he couldn't seem to break through to the level of success he knew was possible. Traditional business strategies felt forced and weren't producing the results he needed. When he learned about morphic field breathing, he decided to focus his practice on downloading business strategies from successful CEOs who had built consulting empires. Every morning, he would spend 20 minutes breathing with the intention of connecting to the morphic field of business success. Instead of focusing on specific people, he would breathe in the energy signature of someone who had already achieved what he wanted. The confidence, decision-making patterns, strategic thinking, and leadership presence of highly successful entrepreneurs. During these breathing sessions, he would visualize golden threads connecting him to this field of business mastery. As he inhaled, he imagined drawing in the wisdom, strategies, and success patterns that already existed in the quantum field. As he exhaled, he would send gratitude and openness, essentially saying yes to receiving these downloads. The results were remarkable and swift. Within the first week, he began having insights about his business that felt like they were coming from outside his normal thinking patterns. New marketing strategies would pop into his mind during his morning breathing practice. He found himself making decisions with a confidence and clarity he'd never experienced before. Most surprisingly, he started receiving what he called strategic downloads, complete business frameworks that would arrive fully formed in his awareness. During his breathing sessions, these weren't concepts he'd read about or learned from mentors. They felt like transmissions from the collective field of business success. Within 2 months of consistent practice, he had implemented 3 major strategies that had come through his morphic field breathing sessions. He restructured his service offerings, developed a new client acquisition system, and created a premium coaching program, all based on insights received during his breathing practice. The result was a 300% increase in revenue and a business that finally felt aligned and effortless. This is the incredible power of morphic field activation. Through conscious breathing, instead of trying to reinvent the wheel or figure everything out through trial and error, you're accessing proven energetic blueprints that accelerate your manifestation by bypassing the traditional learning curve. You're essentially standing on the shoulders of everyone who has succeeded before you, downloading their wisdom directly into your consciousness. Here's an advanced secret. The morphic field responds faster when you breathe in the feeling of already having achieved your goal. So, instead of breathing, "I want success," breathe in the feeling of celebration, gratitude, and accomplishment as if you've already won. This tricks your nervous system and accelerates the download process by weeks. But downloading individual success patterns is just the beginning. The third phase is where you become a magnet for impossible coincidences. This is the phase where most people think they're going crazy because reality starts responding to your breath in ways that seem impossible. When you've mastered creating energetic chords and downloading from morphic fields, something extraordinary begins to happen. Your conscious breathing starts generating what can only be described as miraculous coincidences. Synchronicities so perfectly timed and precisely aligned with your intentions that they seem orchestrated by an invisible intelligence. And in a very real sense, they are. What you're experiencing is the quantum field responding to your coherent breathing practice by weaving together seemingly unrelated events, people, and opportunities into meaningful patterns that serve your highest intentions. Think of synchronicities as the universe's way of confirming that your quantum breathing practice is working, that you've successfully entangled your consciousness with the field of infinite possibility. When you breathe with conscious intention, you're not just accessing existing patterns or connecting with specific people. You're actually programming the quantum field with what I call search commands. Clear energetic instructions that cause reality to reorganize itself around your intentions. It's as if your breath becomes a cosmic search engine, scanning infinite possibilities and magnetizing the exact people, circumstances, and opportunities you need. These quantum search commands work because your coherent breathing creates what physicists call non-local correlations, invisible connections between events that appear unrelated but are actually part of a larger pattern responding to your consciousness. When you breathe with clear intention, you're literally sending ripples through the quantum field that influence probability patterns, making certain outcomes more likely to occur. The mechanics of this are fascinating. Each intentional breath cycle creates coherent electromagnetic fields around your heart and brain that extend far beyond your physical body. These fields interact with a larger quantum field, creating what scientists describe as constructive interference patterns, areas where multiple waves of possibility converge and amplify each other, making manifestation more probable. What makes this particularly powerful is that synchronicity breathing creates webs of meaningful coincidences that extend outward from your practice, like ripples in a pond. One aligned breath can set in motion a chain reaction of events that brings your intentions into physical reality through pathways you never could have planned or predicted. Let me share a detailed example that perfectly illustrates how quantum search commands work in practice. There was an artist who had dreamed for years of having her work displayed in a prestigious gallery in her city. She had tried traditional approaches, submitting portfolios, networking at art events, building relationships with gallery owners, but nothing had opened the door she so desperately wanted to walk through. When she learned about synchronicity breathing, she decided to focus her practice specifically on her gallery dream. Every morning for 20 minutes, she would Breathe with the intention of quantum gallery alignment. Instead of trying to force a specific outcome, she would breathe in the feeling of her artwork being celebrated and appreciated in the perfect setting. Then exhale gratitude and trust that the field would orchestrate the how. During her breathing sessions, she would visualize golden threads of light extending from her heart, connecting her to gallery owners, art collectors, critics, and anyone else who could help manifest her dream. She wasn't trying to control or manipulate. She was simply breathing her intention into the quantum field and trusting the intelligence of synchronicity to weave the perfect pattern. The results began within the first week. On day 5 of her practice, she received an unexpected email from a gallery owner she had never met, asking if she would be interested in participating in an upcoming group show. The gallery owner explained that she had heard about the artist's work through a mutual friend, though neither the artist nor the gallery owner could remember making that connection. But that was just the beginning. During the second week of her synchronicity breathing practice, she had a chance encounter with a prominent art collector while waiting in line at a coffee shop. Their conversation naturally turned to art, and when she mentioned her upcoming gallery show, he asked to see her portfolio. This led to him purchasing 3 pieces and recommending her work to other collectors. In the third week, a local magazine writer approached her at the gallery opening, an event she hadn't even known was being covered by the press. The resulting feature article led to inquiries from galleries in other cities and ultimately launched the career she had been dreaming of for years. What's remarkable about this example is how the universe orchestrated multiple seemingly random events. The unexpected email, the coffee shop encounter, the surprise media coverage into a perfect symphony of opportunity. Each element appeared coincidental, but together they formed a coherent pattern that served her highest intention. This is how synchronicity breathing works. Your coherent intention doesn't force specific outcomes. Instead, it creates what I call probability attractors, energetic magnets that draw aligned people and circumstances into your experience through pathways that bypass logical causation. The quantum field responds to your breathing practice by rearranging the probability patterns around you, making beneficial synchronicities not just possible, but inevitable. I've witnessed this same pattern countless times. People who practice synchronicity breathing consistently report receiving unexpected phone calls from exactly the right people, stumbling upon perfect opportunities that seem to appear out of nowhere and experiencing impossible timing that brings all the pieces together at exactly the right moment. The key is understanding that when your breathing is coherently entangled with your intentions, the universe doesn't just respond, it orchestrates. It brings together multiple streams of possibility, interflowing rivers of manifestation that carry you toward your dreams with An ease and grace that feels almost effortless. What makes this particularly powerful is that synchronicity breathing doesn't just attract isolated events. It creates cascading patterns of beneficial coincidences that build upon each other. One synchronicity leads to another, which opens the door to another, creating momentum that accelerates your manifestation beyond what traditional goal setting or action taking could ever achieve. Pro tip for amplifying synchronicities: keep a miracle journal next to your bed. Every morning after your quantum breathing, write down 3 specific synchronicities you want to see that day. Then watch how reality starts playing with you. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds too good to be true, but everything I've shown you leads to one simple daily practice that makes it all automatic. The final phase gives you the exact daily protocol that creates miraculous results. 15 minutes that people who practice this technique say produces more synchronicities than months of traditional manifestation. Here's the simple practice that changes everything. Now that you understand how to create energetic chords, download from morphic fields, and generate synchronicities, it's time to weave everything together into a single powerful daily practice. What I'm about to share with you is the result of years of refinement, a precise 15-minute protocol that consistently produces what can only be described as miraculous connections and opportunities. This isn't just theory anymore. This is your roadmap to living in a reality where the quantum field actively conspires to bring your deepest intentions into form through pathways that will astound you with their perfect timing and elegant orchestration. The protocol begins the moment you wake up, before your mind fills with the day's demands and distractions. Find a quiet space where you won't be interrupted. This could be your bedroom, a meditation corner, or even sitting up in bed. The location matters less than your intention to create sacred space for your practice. Start by placing one hand on your heart and one on your abdomen. Close your eyes gently and take 3 deep conscious breaths to center yourself in the present moment. With each exhale, release any tension, worry, or mental chatter from the previous day or night. You're creating a clean slate for your quantum breathing practice. 4. The first 5 minutes, focus on energetic chord creation. Choose 1 to 3 specific people you want to connect with, whether for healing, collaboration, love, or any other positive intention. As you inhale slowly and deeply, silently breathe their name into your awareness. Feel their essence, their energy signature, their unique presence filling your consciousness. As you exhale, send a specific intention toward them. Love, gratitude, an invitation to connect, or whatever feels most aligned with your heart's desire. Visualize golden threads of light extending from your heart to theirs with each breath cycle. See these threads growing stronger and more luminous with each intention you send. You're literally weaving energetic pathways through the quantum field that will influence their consciousness in subtle but powerful ways. The second 5-minute phase focuses on morphic field activation. Shift your attention from specific people to specific outcomes or achievements you want to manifest. Instead of thinking about what you lack or need, breathe in the feeling of already having achieved these goals. If you want to manifest career success, breathe in the confidence, satisfaction, and abundance of someone who has already built their dream career. If you're calling in a loving relationship, breathe in the joy, security, and connection of someone who is deeply loved and appreciated. During this phase, visualize yourself connecting to invisible libraries of success patterns that exist in the quantum field. With each inhale, imagine downloading proven strategies, mindsets, and energetic blueprints directly into your consciousness. With each exhale, express gratitude for receiving this wisdom and send out a signal of openness to implementing these patterns in your life. The final 5 minutes are dedicated to synchronicity generation. This is where you program the quantum field with specific search commands for meaningful coincidences and perfect timing. Rather than trying to control how your intentions manifest, you're asking the universe to surprise you with opportunities and connections that serve your highest good. Breathe in trust and openness to miraculous possibilities. Breathe out specific requests for synchronicities, perhaps seeing certain signs, meeting particular types of people, or having specific opportunities appear. The key is to be specific enough to recognize the synchronicities when they occur, but open enough to allow the universe to deliver them in ways that exceed your imagination. Throughout all 3 phases, the golden threads visualization becomes your primary tool for anchoring these practices in felt experience rather than just mental concepts. See these luminous golden threads extending from your heart in all directions, some connecting you to specific people, others reaching into morphic fields of success patterns, and still others weaving through the quantum fabric of space and time to attract synchronicities and opportunities. These golden threads represent the energetic infrastructure you're building through your practice. With each breath, they become stronger, more numerous, and more precisely attuned to your intentions. Over time, this creates what can only be described as a quantum entanglement field around your life. A web of invisible connections that makes miraculous manifestations not just possible, but inevitable. Those who practice this 15-minute protocol consistently report results that sound too extraordinary to believe. Yet, they happen with such regularity that they become the new normal. People begin experiencing telepathic connections with loved ones, thinking of someone moments before they call or text. Others find themselves in impossible circumstances where exactly the right person appears with exactly the right opportunity at exactly the right moment. One practitioner described receiving an unexpected phone call from a mentor she hadn't spoken to in 5 years, offering her a dream job. Opportunity she didn't even know existed. Another shared how practicing the protocol led to a chance encounter in an airport that resulted in a business partnership worth millions of dollars. Yet another student found that her arranged mother reached out to reconcile within a week of beginning the practice, leading to the healing of a 20-year rift. What makes these stories particularly compelling is their consistency. When people commit to this 15-minute daily practice, miraculous connections and opportunities don't happen occasionally. They become a regular feature of their reality. The quantum field begins operating like a highly sophisticated matching system, constantly bringing together people, circumstances, and possibilities that serve everyone involved. The key to sustainable results is understanding that you're not just doing a technique. You're establishing a stable quantum entanglement field that reality must respond to. Each day that you practice, you're reinforcing the energetic infrastructure that makes miraculous manifestations possible. You're literally training the quantum field to recognize your consciousness as a priority signal that deserves immediate and precise response. What transforms this from a hopeful practice to a reliable system is consistency. When you show up every day for 15 minutes, you're sending a clear message to the universe that you're serious about co-creating reality rather than just hoping for better circumstances. The field responds to this commitment by opening pathways and possibilities that remain invisible to those who practice sporadically. Here's your final bonus technique, the quantum confirmation signal. After each 15-minute session, ask the universe for a specific sign within 24 hours that your quantum entanglement is working. It could be seeing repeating numbers, hearing your person's name, or finding a penny heads up. When you start receiving these confirmations, you'll know your breath is literally reshaping reality around you. So, let me summarize exactly what you've learned and how to start implementing this quantum entanglement breathing system today. Today you've discovered the 4-phase quantum entanglement breathing system. Phase 1, creating energetic cords that connect you across space and time. Phase 2, tapping into morphic fields to download proven success patterns. Phase 3, generating synchronicities that orchestrate perfect timing. And Phase 4, establishing a daily practice that creates miraculous connections and opportunities. Plus, you got 4 powerful bonus techniques that most people never learn. What makes this system so extraordinary is how it progresses from simple connection to profound transformation. You're not just learning breathing techniques. You're developing mastery over the very fabric of reality itself. Each phase builds upon the last, creating an increasingly powerful ability to influence the quantum field through the simple act of conscious breathing. The bonus rewards I've shared along the way represent advanced secrets that can accelerate your results by weeks or even months. If you want to take this even Further, I've just released a powerful video about validation healing that shows you how to transform rejection, sensitivity into unshakable self-confidence. Click on the video that just appeared to discover how your deepest triggers are actually showing you exactly which wounds are ready to heal. And if you're ready to continue this journey with others who are exploring these quantum breathing techniques, hit that subscribe button to join our community where I release new quantum manifestation content twice a week. But right now, start with the 15-minute daily practice I showed you today. Your breath is the most direct interface between your consciousness and infinite possibility. Master your breath, master your reality. I'll see you in the quantum field.